Guys, I'm in a reading slump. I'm the biggest idiot on the earth. Oh, what happens if I dislike all 3 books? Oh god, the lighting's crap now. Hello, welcome back to the chaos that is Shani and books. Today I'm doing a fun collaboration vlog with my friend Sasha. So Sasha asked me to do this fun video idea. We're each going to be doing a vlog. We gave each other 3 books and we're going to be playing 2 truths and a lie, but for books. So we gave each other 3 books, but one of them we actually disliked. And obviously we're not going to know which is the book that we disliked. I don't know if I explained that very well. I'm filming this intro at the end and I'm actually sick. So my brain is not working at its full capacity at the moment. It's been a mess lately. This whole vlog that I filmed of just my life was just a mess. I started out with like a dental emergency and then I had to do another dental follow-up visit, but then I had this problem with my insurance. And then Kian and I have been sick and a kangaroo took the side mirror off my car. Like, it is struggle street at the moment. But hopefully this vlog is fun for someone. It's also funny that Sasha asked me to do this because then I also, on TikTok, I was tagged by my friend Dee in like a TikTok video to do 2 truths and a lie on TikTok as well. So I chose different books for that one, but that wasn't like a full, I feel like I'm already rambling in this intro. But thank you, Sasha, for asking me to do this collab video. Obviously go and check out Sasha's video. I'll talk about, okay, my memory card ran out of space. Whoopsies. But yeah, obviously go and check out Sasha's video as well. I'm gonna try and keep the intro short. But yes, let me take you back to when I started the vlog and reacted to the books that Sasha sent for me. Okay, I'm doing my reaction to the books that Sasha has sent me. My setup is janky. Kian is talking next to me. I chipped my back tooth and it's poking me, so I'm trying to use chewing gum to like not cut my tongue. Chaos as always, but let me put on my headset and see what books she recommends me read. All right, let us begin. I'm nervous and excited.
I'm so sorry if you can hear stuff in the background. But hi, Shani.
Yeah. First of all, I love that she's like, oh, apologizing for stuff in the background. I also have noise in the background, so it's always chaos here.
How are you? Thanks for doing this collab with me.
I'm so excited.
Exciting, and I'm very excited to see what you chose. But that's not what we're doing today. We're doing books that I'm choosing for you. And yeah, so
hold on, baby. You got to move your head. You can watch. You want to watch? Mm-hmm. You can watch, but you've got interruptions already.
I'm not going to tell you which 2 I liked and which one I didn't like. I want you to figure that out, and I don't want to like ruin your experience with any of them. Like, I hope you like all 3. I've chosen books that I think you will like, but yeah, let's just start off with the first one. So first book I'm choosing for you is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I saw that you just recently completed The 7-Year Slip by this author. Now, I'd chosen this book before you were going to read that one, so hopefully you liked 7-Year Slip. But
this is one of the books that I've picked for her. Is the book she was just talking about by this author that she said, oh, I just saw you finished it. That's one of the books that I've chosen for her.
Are you not in your hetero era, but this is about Florence, who is a ghostwriter for a very big author. Her new editor, I think, comes in. He's a bit grumpy, he's a bit mean. He won't give her an extension on her book. So something happens and she ends up having to go home. So trigger warning, there is a parent death in this one. So this book really does focus more on grief than romance.
Okay, I have high hopes because I do prefer that in a romance, especially a hetero romance, if it's going to have discussions about something else. That's a microphone.
Goes home and she has to like work out the details of her father's funeral with the rest of her family. Anyway, she wakes up in her hometown and turns out the editor is there, but no one can see him. He is a ghost. So this does give you, I can't remember the movie, but it's with Reese Witherspoon and Mark Ruffalo. Those sort of vibes.
I haven't seen that movie. I don't know any movies. I'm really bad with movies, but
you'll enjoy this one. Kind of focuses on the relationship, but it's more focusing about the grief, and there's like this sort of side quest that she goes on for like her father, like one of his last wishes. So yes, hopefully you will enjoy this one. The next book is another speculative fiction type book, and that is Tigers Not Daughters by Samantha Mabry. So this
I don't think I've ever heard of this book, but I'm excited.
is a very I don't think a lot of people talk about this book. I don't think I've seen anyone talk about it, to be honest.
I've never seen it.
So this book is about these 4 sisters who live in this small town, and they are trying to escape. But tragedy strikes, and now it's about 3 sisters trying to deal with that. So yes, I'm sorry I did give you 2 books with lots of grief, but this does have a magical realism aspect to it. It's a very lyrical book as well.
Love that. You're giving me all the buzzwords here, Sasha. I'm excited.
And it's got the sisterly relationships. I know you said you like brother-sister relationships, and this doesn't have that, but I'm hopefully like still the sibling dynamic you will enjoy. And
you know me too well.
the last book on this list I would like you to read is Can't Resist Her by Kiana Alexander. This is a sapphic second chance romance between
Love that.
So one black woman and I believe my battery's about to die. So one black woman and then the other one is black and Japanese, I believe. So yep, second chance. One of them is a teacher, and yes, I know you're
Sasha, oh my god, you put so much thought into your recommendations. Oh no.
in your sapphic era.
Wait, I just remembered that one of these books you didn't like, so now I'm nervous.
And I thought the teacher bit might, I hope you'll enjoy too, because I know that you used to be a teacher. It's second chance, but they're also on opposing sides. So kind of like star-crossed lovers sort of thing. So I found that one on KU. So hopefully you'll be able to find a copy of it, or even just get like a 30-day free trial or something.
I still have my Kindle Unlimited subscription, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've let it expire yet. I think I still have my subscription. We'll get to that one.
I don't know. Anyway, thanks again for doing this video idea with me. I can't wait to hear your choices, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts on those 3 books. But yeah, thank you. Bye.
I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna check my library now, but also like that's so funny when she watches my video that I sent because it's the same author. That's so funny. Okay, my first vlog update clip for the video. I've started reading the first book, Can't Resist Her by Kiana Alexander. The funny thing about this is when I went to download it from Kindle Unlimited, I actually already had a different book by this author checked out that I wanted to read. So Sasha was very on it with the recommendations because it was an author that I was already planning on checking out. So I am 33% into this book so far. Let me give you a kind of an update. It is basically about these 2 women. They went to high school together and grew up in this, I guess, small town, and they haven't seen each other in years, and then they end up running into each other at the high school again now as adults. What is in the synopsis, because I don't know. Yeah, years away from home. Oh yeah, that's right. One is a school teacher, and they are going to be demolishing the high school, and her grandmother had founded the high school. She obviously has a personal connection to it, both because she went there but because her grandmother founded it. So she is back there trying to relive memories, and she runs into the other woman who is an architect, but she works for the company that is kind of involved in demolishing the high school. So obviously they are, I guess, rivals in that sense, because they both have opposing ideas of what they want for the neighborhood. One is working for the company demolishing it, and then one has a very personal connection to it and does not want it demolished. But they shared a kiss in high school, and obviously now they have feelings for each other. So that is the general premise. So my thoughts so far is I'm enjoying it, but I'm not super loving it. How the heck do I get to my annotations? Am I dumb? There was like a little Cinderella-ish reference because they have a kiss at like a school dance, a school prom, and they kiss, and then they're like in masks, so they didn't even know each other, and then the one woman runs away, and then the other woman left is like, oh, what's that? Oh, and she picks up an earring and she's like, oh, I've been holding onto this earring for so many years, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it gave me Cinderella reference vibes. But once they run into each other again, obviously they are reconnecting, finding out about each other since they didn't really know each other that well in high school, plus it's been years. And the small talk conversation was just really, it just didn't feel natural and it felt kind of boring. She's like, what about you? What do you do for a living? And she's like, oh, I'm a supervisory planner at an architecture firm. And then the other woman says, can you tell me a little bit about what that entails? And then the other woman says, sure, I lead a team of, like, it just didn't feel natural. And I'm like, surely there was a better way for the author to like give us their backstories without having us sit through this really awkward small talk conversation of them just like, it was just a bit boring. Like there had to be a better way to like get them to get us as the reader like understanding their backstories and what their jobs are. But it's just like, can you tell me a bit about what that entails? Sure, I lead a team, like it, and there was like another conversation that it just didn't feel like a natural conversation. Her dad, he's like, I'm afraid so, I knew you wouldn't be thrilled. But to answer your question, like, I don't know, and maybe it's just the way I'm reading it, but it just doesn't feel supernatural. And that's like my main note so far. The other thing is it was a bit repetitive because obviously this one woman, Summer, finds out that the other woman, Aiko, I don't know how to pronounce it, she is part of the team that is going to be demolishing the school. And so she finds it out. So we read about her finding it out, and then we read about her telling another person, and then we read about her telling another person. Like it just feels really repetitive. Like she has to keep telling the story to all these people, and it's like we already know, like we found this out with you originally. Like we don't need to read about you telling the next person and then telling the next person. Like I don't know, it just felt a little repetitive in that sense. But I'm a third of the way in and I am going in with an open mind that the rest could go well. I really hope it does because I really want a BIPOC sapphic romance to recommend to people. And I don't think I've ever like seen that many people talking about this book. I feel like I must have heard about the author, unless I was just scrolling Kindle Unlimited. I don't know how that other book ended up in my Kindle library. Either way, I'm going to hopefully try and finish this book today. I can't look at myself, I look like a mess. I need to like update myself when I don't look crazy. But yeah, that's my thoughts so far. I'm not super excited to keep picking it up, which is not the best start. But the good news is that I have the other two books checked out as ebooks from my library on my Kindle ready to go. I'm really scared about this video because I want to love all three. But obviously Sasha loved two and disliked one, and I don't know which is which. But then what happens if I dislike a book and it's not the book that she disliked? Or what happens if I dislike all three books? I don't know, I just feel like I've become more picky over the years with my book taste, but I will update you when I have gotten either more into the book or when I have finished the book. Okay. Is my eyesight just bad or can I just never not have in focus? I don't know. But coming to you with another update, and I wanted to do something in this vlog that was Pokemon themed, because if you've been on Sasha's channel, you would know that she has done a TBR game that is themed around a Pokemon Go, where she's assigned like prompts to different Pokemon. I just go over there and look at it, which that's really fun and creative. I did used to play Pokemon Go. This was like when it very first came out and was really big, but I have not played it since. Actually that could have been cool. I could have themed the whole vlog around Pokemon Go, like picking which book I was reading first, but I'm kind of reading all three at the same time. Anyway, oh, that's definitely out of focus. Hello. Okay. Obviously I have a child, so I have scoured the house for Pokemon things, which I have this, but like, oh, I guess I could put it in the background. And I also have this, which I guess could go in the other background. Okay, that one you can't really see, but just know it's there. And then clothing wise, the only thing I have is Pokemon pajamas that belong to my son. So they're not gonna fit anywhere on me besides like my head. Well, there is no way I can do the full update like this. Am I gonna do the full update like this? I guess I am. Do I look crazy?
Yeah, Kaya got the pants.
I've got the pants on my head, but they don't fit me and I need something Pokemon. Do we have any more Pokemon? I'm the biggest idiot on the earth. We have a Pokemon hat. I have a hat. That's okay. Surely this is now a better way to give the update. Okay.
Well, I can see Daddy, you're really cool.
I look really cool.
Yes.
Thanks, buddy. Have a child, they will always be a hype man. He's come in, told me I look really cool, and now he's left. I love it. Thanks. He did take the Pikachu though, but the Charizard is still there, believe me. And looking at my highlights, I did not highlight all that much. Besides, like, and I think I already talked about how the dialogue didn't feel natural. Like, it felt like we were sitting on a really awkward, like, job interview almost. And it wasn't just between the two main characters. It was even when she was talking to her dad, I think it was, one of the characters, like, it just didn't feel like a natural conversation. And I think because also I was like reading an Emily Henry interspersed in between, and Emily Henry, I feel like her characters feel real and the writing feel like the banter is good, like the conversation is there, that it made this conversation feel even less. So I'm gonna guess that maybe potentially this is the one that Sasha did not like in the 2 truths and 1 lie scenario. I haven't finished all of the books, so I can't say for sure. I'm reading like all 3 at the same-ish time. So I kind of have an idea of all 3 books, but without finishing all 3, I won't say for sure, but I'm guessing it's this one just because, like, out of the 3 writing styles, this writing style felt like the least good. I feel really bad saying that. But things that I did like on completion of the book, obviously love reading diverse books with diverse characters. And I think I mentioned like the little nod to like Cinderella because she left her earring behind. And I did like that like came back into play into the end of the book. But yeah, I don't think that I loved it. I didn't hate it though, so I don't know. It was also, he's now playing the Charizard. It was also, I think I've only just started getting into sapphic books within the last year. So I haven't read a huge amount of them or a huge varied style of books. I mean, you have to expect chaos here. But I think as far as like spicy scenes go, this is, I think, the first one that I've read in a sapphic romance, at least, that included a, what can I say on YouTube? I've seen other people refer to like the act with 2 women as rock climbing. So I'm going to use the rock climbing analogy and say I think this is the first book that had rock climbing in which a harness was involved. I think in books. I think usually they rock climb with nothing attached. But in this book they rock climbed with a harness. I think this is the first book that I've read, sapphic book with that. I think. I'm trying to think because I haven't read that many sapphic books. Despite being in my sapphic book era, I just feel like this is maybe the first one with that scene. So that was something fun to check off the list for my books. Charizard is now flying off. That's what that noise is.
I want to have this one.
Yeah, you can go play with it, buddy. It's your toy. I was just borrowing it. So yeah, definitely I feel like I need to read more sapphic books because I do feel like, is that not something that people want in a sapphic books spicy scene? I think I need it. I don't know. But June is coming up and I'm going to read a lot of sapphic books in June. I'm going to try to. So I don't know. We'll see. I think for this book, my rating is going to be perhaps a low 3. 3? That's not a high 3. I'm trying to think of what other books have I given 3 stars. Like, I don't know. Let's say like a 2.75. But I'll probably round it up to a 3 on Goodreads. Because I'm thinking of books that I gave 2 stars and I like despised some of those books. So I don't think it really is fair to give it a 2. Yeah, it was a fast read. It's on Kindle Unlimited if anyone wants it. But yeah, I just think the dialogue was not great. And I have another book by this author that I think I already said that. I already had another book by this author checked out from Kindle Unlimited. And now I'm like, maybe I shouldn't read that because like the writing, I don't know. Either way, I'm still happy that I read it and I'm still happy for Sasha's like to have included it in this as like a recommendation. Can you call it a recommendation when like one of the books we know that we didn't like? I don't know. I'm just rambling now. Yes, basically I'm still happy that I read it and on to the next book. All right, we're going to ignore that I'm always like rugged up in these clits and not looking my best, but we are heading into winter in Australia and so I'm cold. which I honestly thought that I was like being dramatic, because I'm like, Australia's not even cold, like other countries must be so much colder. But I saw something the other day, and this is a random side tangent, but I saw something the other day that said that like inside Australia's houses are like colder here than other countries. So I don't know if it's like something about how our houses are made or what is happening, but Australia is not known for being cold, and yet in winter I am freezing. Anyway, but I'm going to give you my update for Tigers Not Daughters, which I finished the entire thing. I didn't give you a midpoint update, but it's quite a short book, so I'm just going to give you an end point update. So this book, we are following sisters, five sisters, and they are living with their father, who is widowed, and they are dreaming of escaping. And then one day the oldest sister falls from their window and ends up dying, and so now we're following the remaining 4 sisters and their grief through that. And then some like weird things start happening, and they think that the oldest sister is perhaps like haunting them. So there was that like fun little ghosty aspect to this book. And I'm so annoyed because when I was reading it, I was like, oh, this reminds me of one of my favorite books. And I was going to get the book off my shelf to reference it and talk about how it like gave me a little bit of the same vibes in the beginning. But I can't, because I just realized that the book is under like one of the St. Mun's Press publishing imprints, or however it works. So can't show you that book, which is annoying. But anyway, one of my favorite books that I read like probably 5 years ago, it did kind of give me similar vibes to that in the beginning. I don't know what rating I'm going to give this book. Like, it's quite short, so I don't want to tell you too much about it, but I definitely enjoyed the first half, I think, a lot more than the second half. And I don't know if that is due to the book or my own reading like mindset at the moment. Yeah, I feel like I just enjoyed the first half more, and I can't exactly say why. I have no idea how to pinpoint that, but I did enjoy it. I just think like there were some characters that were in the second half that I just didn't really care about. I just wanted to read about the sisters. But yeah, I definitely appreciate this recommendation from Sasha. I don't know if this is one of the books that she did enjoy or didn't enjoy, based on the fact that this, like, the whole concept is 2 truths and a lie. But I had never, I don't think, heard much about this book from anywhere else that I can think of. So would I have read this otherwise? Probably not. But I'm glad that I did, because it was enjoyable. It was a quick read. I would recommend it to anyone who, I think it's young adult, because the characters were quite young, it felt like. But anyone who is looking for a young adult book that doesn't read like young adult, because I feel like adults could still enjoy this based on like the subject matter and just, I guess, the way it was written, I would recommend that to you if you're looking for like kind of a mystery-ish vibes with like ghostiness. I don't think it would be counted as a mystery, but you know what I mean? Like, if you are a person who you don't like reading like adult mystery thrillers and you want like a little bit of the mystery, spooky, ghosty vibe, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to like recommend it to other people so it gets in the hands of other people who will enjoy it. It's not an all-time favorite for me at the moment. I don't know what star rating I'm going to give it. I'm going to say 3.5. I don't know. That feels right, because it's not like an all-time favorite, but I also didn't hate it and it wasn't like mediocre. So yeah, I'll go 3.5. So we can count it as a success, I think. Okay, I'm in the dark, but, oh, actually this light is pretty bright. I want to give you an update of The Dead Romantics before I continue on, because I am hopefully going to finish it off in the next 24 hours. So my 50-ish% update from bed with my fluffy blanket. The book is a romance with like a little like speculative twist. So we are following the main character, who has this ability to talk to ghosts, and she has to return to her small hometown. She is an author, a ghostwriter for another author, and a ghost who she met at her work, she ends up seeing in her hometown, and she's like, what the heck, weren't you alive? And so apparently ghosts come to her like when they have like some sort of last thing, something to do, like, what am I trying to say? When they have like loose ends to tie up before they move on. So she's like, okay, well, there must be something that you need to do before, you know, you can move on. And so yes, she ends up spending a lot of time with this ghost, and because it's a romance, I'm guessing she's falling in love with the ghost, but like I'm so confused about like what's gonna happen because he's a ghost. Like, she can't actually be in love with a ghost unless he's like not really dead in a ghost, or like he comes back to life. And so I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I'm hoping it's not gonna be like, I don't know what I'm hoping for. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's an enjoyable read. It's a quick read. I quite frankly don't want to look at myself in this lighting anymore, because like I'm just gonna hate myself when I edit this clip. But I bought this light because I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be so good when I need to film clips in the dark. And now I'm like, okay, maybe it's not so good, because then it's like, whoa, it gets even brighter. It's like way too bright. I don't want to see myself that much when I'm like, oh, it's off. Okay. Anyway, I'm tired and I'm gonna go and finish reading, and then I'll give you my final update for it. What am I doing? I'm so tired. Oh my god. Okay, I am not having a good time. Guys, I'm in a reading slump. So I'm gonna give you my update for this book, but let it be known, I'm in a reading slump, so I'm having trouble getting through books and also enjoying the books that I'm getting through. Things that I like about Ashley Poston's books is that the side characters are quite diverse. So we have a hetero romance in the forefront, but in this one there was a character who was non-binary, and there were gay characters like as side characters, which her other book that I've read, The 7-Year Slip, that also had that. Obviously, yeah, she's falling in love with this ghost. She has this power to like speak to ghosts and see ghosts, and she's falling in love with this ghost. And I do think that the ending of how it all wrapped up was predictable.
Please help me take those up.
Okay, as always, I'm getting interrupted. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it was predictable the way that it was going to all wrap up, but obviously I don't think that is a bad thing for a romance book or any book. Like, I don't think I'm going to be deducting points for things being predictable, because I feel like it should be predictable in a romance book. Like, we know it's going to have a happily ever after, otherwise it's not a romance book. Like, that's the definition. So I definitely knew how it was going to all unfold towards the end. I do think that I enjoyed my time reading, but I don't think I was as invested in this particular romance as I have been in other romances that I've loved. But you know, I always struggle to find a good romance. Like, I am usually on struggle street. Sorry, I just saw some ants and I got distracted. So yeah, enjoyed my time reading it. I will be picking up Ashley Poston in future. I think next month she comes out with a new book. I think it's, oh, that's the other thing. She comes out with a new book called A Novel Love Story, and I think I saw that in The Dead Romantics. Let me go back to my notes. God, I'm the worst book reviewer that there ever has been. Wait, how do you get to your Kindle highlights? I don't even know what I'm, here we go. Okay, Ashley. Oh, I highlighted this. I love this. This was the very beginning. It says, he was a bullet journal guy and I was a sticky note kind of girl. Which I love anything being compared to a bullet journal. Oh, and part of the storyline, did I mention that the main character is an author? She's an author, right? Oh yeah, that's right, because I was making the joke about how she is a ghostwriter. Anyway, so she's late on her, like, a deadline for her book, and it was suggested, someone said, do you think you could, I don't know, copy and paste the same chapter 50 times, turn that in, and by the time your editor realizes you turned in the wrong thing, you'd have the book done? I just laughed at that suggestion, like someone being like, oh, you're late for your deadline, like just copy and paste the same chapter and they won't notice until they get up to that chapter. There was, at the 50% mark, the line, I let out a breath I didn't realize I'd been holding, which I always make note of that in books now, because I think it became a thing where people were like, that's a really overused phrase. And I do notice it actually a lot in books now. Oh yeah, 75%. I couldn't believe I was swooning over the bare minimum. Decency. Same girl. Yes, 77%. Someone says a novel idea. Wait, that's not the name of her new book, is it? Nope. It's not even called that. It's called A Novel Love Story. Oh my god, I literally thought, I was like, oh my god, she took her book title from an old book. No, she didn't. Definitely didn't. Luckily, I went through my notes and discovered that before I sounded like an idiot. Well, I still sound like an idiot. Oh yeah, so that was my other thought of this book. There were a lot of, and this is the second time this has happened recently, where a book has just like had characters like punching people. I don't know if it's just me, but yeah. So I turned and I slammed it straight into his mother effing nose. yeah, there was an interesting amount of references to women punching men or being violent towards men, and not in the self-defense way, just in like the, oh, someone said something mean, so I'm gonna punch them. And there was another book that I read recently that also had that, and I don't know, I don't love it. And the only other thing that was like a dislike, I guess, for this book, yeah, one character was keeping a secret, and it was just kind of like not really a great secret that was being kept from the main character. Not really a miscommunication trope, but it's not like my favorite secret to have been kept. Like I said, this is I'm in a reading slump, guys. I'm struggling to enjoy things, so this is maybe just a life slump. So I know a lot of people love this book, so take my my review with just a grain of salt, because I would still recommend this book to people. I think it is a fun time. I like Ashley Poston's writing. I'm definitely going to pick up more from her, and I think I'm going to give it a 3.5 maybe. 3.5, I don't know. I'm thinking about it in comparison to other romance books, and I don't want to be in a reading slump, no. But I definitely think it is my favorite book that I read for this video. Well, yes. Okay, yes, this is my favorite one that I've read. See, this is why I need to sit on my thoughts before I like say things, because I try and say things and they just don't come out right. But yeah, it was a fun ghosty time, and that's my review for this book. So that is the end of the vlog portion of this video. I would still consider this video a success because I didn't dislike any of the books. They were just all around 3-ish stars, but I am like in a reading slump. Although since reading these books, I actually have had a 5-star read, so I'm back on track. But I haven't looked on Goodreads to see which one was the lie for Sasha. I'm gonna stick to what I said originally and say probably Can't Resist Her, just because of the writing perhaps, and I think maybe Sasha still like gave it to me as a recommendation because she knows that I am looking for more sapphic books, so that's why I'm like, my reasoning is thinking that it's probably that one. Yeah, but I haven't logged onto Goodreads. I haven't logged any of my own books on Goodreads. I really need to do that, but I'm going to log on now and check. So let's start with The Dead Romantics, because I think Sasha has all of her ratings on here. Okay, The Dead Romantics. Okay, she gave it 5 stars. Oh, and she said it was her favorite romance the year she read it in 2022. Okay, let's check Tigers Not Daughters. Oh, and she did give this one 5 stars too. Okay, so well, my process of elimination, we know I was right. Can't Resist Her. Oh yeah, this doesn't have a very high average rating, does it? Okay, yeah, she didn't give this one 5 stars. I mean, duh, there's 2 truths and a lie, one has to be the lie. Didn't vibe with the writing, which, yeah. I don't know if I'll read from the author again. I don't know, I'll see. Maybe if another book is written by her that's more recent, perhaps. Obviously, there is a second part to this video, which is on Sasha's channel, in which she is going to be reading the 3 books that I gave to her. 2 books that I liked and 1 book that I didn't like, so definitely go and check out Sasha's channel. I love Sasha. I feel like I've spoken about her lots on my channel, but if for some reason you haven't gone to look at her channel, then you definitely should. We have been friends for, I think like, it must be like at least 4 years now, because my son is 4. And I actually remember like how we started becoming friends. I think when I first joined booktube, I was probably following a lot of people who were also smaller booktubers, just to like try and make friends. And I had followed Sasha, and then I took a little break from booktube, and then I came back when I was pregnant, and I remember I clicked on, if I can still find the comment, I think I probably know maybe where it was. I watched a video of Sasha's that she posted, and in the video she was like, oh, I took a break from booktube, but I'm back now to do like whatever readathon it was. I think maybe the magical readathon. And she's like, yeah, and I'm also pregnant. And I was like, oh my god, we are the same. That is the exact same thing that just happened to me. And then yeah, our babies that we were pregnant with at the time were due like within a week of each other, which is crazy. And yeah, obviously we have become closer since then. That was probably just the first time like I commented on something maybe. And yeah, she came to stay with me over New Year's the year before last, was it? I don't know. She was traveling through and my house was like on the way. So she stopped in over New Year's with her husband and her children. So that was fun, where we got to meet in person. We have like I have like no footage of that though. I do this all the time. I'm just like in the moment. I never remember to take like photos and videos. I do that with my son too. I'm just like in the moment with him, and then I look back and I'm like, wait, I've got no nice photos, so I need to remember to like take pictures. But yeah, I've got like no photos of me and Sasha, but we did meet. So yes, if you are looking for another Australian booktuber to watch and subscribe to, I feel like she also reads a lot more than me, so she probably has like more recommendations to give because she's read a lot more books. I feel like she's probably already read like double the amount of books than me this year so far. But yes, thank you again, Sasha, for inviting me to do this collab idea. I am excited and nervous to watch your video, and I'm excited and nervous for you to watch mine, especially since I didn't give anything 5 stars. But I do feel like Sasha and I have different book taste sometimes, although maybe like 50-50. I feel like we do read a lot of stuff that we have aligned on our reading taste, but then we also have reading taste that differs a lot. So I feel like this was a fun idea anyway, just to see. But I tried to pick books that I thought that she would like, so I don't know if she's gonna have liked them. But yeah, I'm rambling. I feel sick. I'm gonna maybe go and have some soup or something, and take my hair out. I had to like put it up so I could look somewhat presentable in a clip. I don't want to give myself a headache because the other night I had a throbbing headache so much that I started throwing up, so I don't want to do that again. So I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I think that's all I had to say in this outro. Thank you if you made it to the end. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and go subscribe to Sasha.